Hello everyone, today I'd like to discuss sexism in the teaching field. But first, let's give a brief history. In the 1800s, teaching was a predominantly male profession, except for a few women who taught in their homes, which were later called dame schools. By the time women were able to teach in a regular school and receive a public salary, they were viewed as being masculine because of their ambition to earn a salary. Women were hired to be inexpensive teachers in the early common schools. By the early 1900s, women accounted for over 90% of teachers. However, in order to remain a teacher, you had to be considered a spinster, a woman who was unlikely to marry and therefore will not have kids, turning you into a sexless being. The reason was they felt that you couldn't serve both your husband and your employer fully. Thus, teaching and spinsters became one and the same. Not only were these women chosen to be teachers because they were unlikely to be married, these women were ridiculed for choosing teaching over bearing children because that was considered unnatural. There was a fear, however, that women were feminizing the boys in their classes. In response, the districts began to push to hire male teachers by giving them certain manly fields like administration, coaching, and science. However, it was also thought that men were drawn to teaching were gay, and they were considered bad role models for children. In order to fix this, the school districts would only hire men who possessed a clearly masculine demeanor. The National Education Association pushed to remove the ban of hiring married women. However, the Great Depression occurred shortly after, thus pushing back this movement until after World War II was over. Well, what is it like today? Out of all the schools in America, there are approximately 3,850,100 teachers. Out of that, only 23.9% are male. That's 920,174 male teachers in all of America, compared to the 2,929,926 female teachers. But where do we see all these male teachers? In the elementary level, 14% of teachers are male. However, in the secondary level, male teachers account for 44% of all teachers. Why is that? Why are men not included in early childhood education? Well, according to a study done at the Macro Institute, female teachers are slightly better than male teachers for the early grades, solely based on their test scores. Could this be it? Or maybe it has to do with pay. For one, men make approximately 9% more than women do as an elementary or middle school teacher, with their average pay at around $1,022 a week, and females at around $933 a week. That's an $89 difference per week, and a $4,628 difference per year. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal for men, right? Well, not so much. Teachers tend to experience what they call a pay gap between other fields of study. For example, two students of the same gender graduating at the same time with the same grades, but one graduating with an education degree and the other with any other degree, such as science. The person with a different degree, other than education, will be making significantly more money. For males, however, this is more detrimental. Alright, still not getting it? Well, let's break it down this way. The pay gap for males between teaching and the average job pay is at about a negative 27.8% in the best possible pay scenario, and at negative 33.5% for the worst possible paying scenario. That's quite a big gap. There is a pay gap for women. However, it is between -7% and -28%. But this makes it hard to recruit and retain teachers. Could this be why male teachers tend to climb the ladder into administration? But if that's the case, then why don't women go into administration as well? Why aren't women going into administration or science fields? It's better pay, isn't it? Yes, however, it's nearly impossible for women to go into administrative or higher education positions in STEM fields. There could be four causes of this. Number one, as before mentioned, administration has been a spot saved for men, leading it to be a daunting step, and most women feel intimidated going into a male-dominated field. Secondly, having a baby influences your career progression. It's hard to meet all the criteria and attend all the meetings with a child. Thirdly, women have a harsher sense of individual perception of ability, creating a very low amount of self-confidence needed to advance in your career. And finally, women receive a lack of guidance and support from their institutions to further their advancement. But there's nothing wrong with being just a teacher, right? According to a longitudinal study following women and their decision to become a teacher, almost every woman can describe an event where a teacher or a parent tried to discourage them from going into education because they were too smart for that, or that they were going to a good school so they surely could do something better. Each one of these women had to come up with justifications as to why they were becoming teachers, and they had to redefine success for themselves. Becoming an educator was looked down upon because its pay doesn't do it justice, making it seem like it's not a respectable field unless you get your doctorate. Well, sexism is a two-way street. How are we going to fix it?